Hello, everybody, and welcome to Edging on Dunstan, a podcast where three certified Dunstan dunces analyze a cinematic masterpiece in 10-minute increments. Today, more like 12-minute increments, but we'll get into that. I am Drew.
I'm Sam.
I'm Adam.
And welcome to the final regular episode of Edging on Dunstan. And I just want to say, what a wild ride this has been, everybody.
Oh, absolutely. The whole 12-minute thing, we realized that in the 90-minute runtime, which would have perfectly broken down into 10-minute increments, the last 10 minutes would have been 2 minutes of movie and 8 minutes of credits, and it's kind of hard to review the credits of a film.
Though there were some gems in there, let's be honest.
And Have Fun Go Mad's a fantastic credit song.
Blair really did it good on that one.
He knows how to cook up a good song.
You know,
A real beatsmith.
it's a real crispy track there.
Yeah.
You know what else is crispy?
What's that?
Lord Rutledge.
He's crispy?
Yeah, he begins our 10 minutes by checking under a table for a Dunstan.
By bending at the waist and getting that sweet dump truck out there.
I'm glad
Much to everyone's pleasure.
Like the camera was at such an angle you couldn't see everything, but you could see like one whole cheek.
You could see enough.
That thing was full.
You could see it.
You got a really full cleft view there.
At this point, Mrs. Dubrow, who still thinks Lord Rutledge is the secret agent from the Le Monde Association, thinks that Lord Rutledge is just like checking the carpet to see if this is worthy of being a 6-star hotel.
The comment said he is very thorough.
It's very thorough.
Which came out first, this or Big Lebowski?
I'd imagine Big Lebowski. No, wait.
I think this came out.
99, I think.
Nah, Big Lebowski came out.
It came out very close. The history of the word thorough being very funny in movies. I can only think of two examples. Who used thorough better? Let's talk about this. The Coen brothers or whoever directed Dunstan Checks In?
Ken Kwapis? I think it's safe to say the Coen brothers defeat Ken Kwapis.
98 for Big Lebowski.
I was close.
So
right.
the Coen brothers ripped off Dunstan Checks In.
That's true. They did. Oh shit. Oh boy.
Because they said thorough? Is that
Thorough.
what implying?
He's very thorough.
It's very thorough.
I just think that was bad miking. I don't think it was intentional. But,
Which is more likely, Adam? That it was an intentional line or that the microphones in Dunstan Checks In weren't up to snuff?
No, it was an intentional theft in the Coen brothers on their behalf. There's actually a lawsuit. You can go back through the history of litigation as repeatedly the Coen brothers are being sued for using the word thorough in their movie in a funny way, which is very much trademarkable, as everyone knows.
Yeah, I've got the T-shirt.
Yeah, like everyone knows you can't use the same two lines in movies. That's why movies are getting worse now. They gotta like walk around all these you can't say the same lines of dialogue. When characters walk in the room, they can't just say hello. That's already been copyrighted by this point.
Mm-hmm. That's why in no movies characters will ever say "I am your father" because of course Empire Strikes Back. So now that's why every movie you'll see they'll be like, "I progenited you as your paternal unit."
Movies just get increasingly verbose as time goes on, as they have to find new ways to avoid saying basic human phrases.
okay.
So I don't think we've actually talked about the movie very much.
No.
We got onto it. Adam, who visits Lord Rutledge when he's under the table?
Mrs. Delacroce pops her head onto the table with him, as you do.
Because she's transfixed.
She saw that
It's an invitation
her.
across the nation, a chance for folks to meet. Rutledge got the meat.
Oh man,
That stinking caboose, baby.
something. It just. Oh.
It's inviting.
The F plot of this movie is Delacroce and Rutledge's relationship.
Drew, do we know what their relationship is?
It's
Because
suggested.
she seems transfixed with him.
It's suggested that maybe they fooled around in the past and are up to doing it again, because Delacroce initiates conversation by asking Lord Rutledge what he's looking for, and he says another line that I think is actually kind of funny, where he says, "I'm looking for lost youth."
Oh boy.
and then Delacroce, with no small talk, just gives him her room number, even though she's attending this social gala with William, who really knows how to please her, we assume.
Well, yes.
Once she found out that it was the monkey that made her come so hard, and
She wanted him to bring the monkey.
Look, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. You wanna what you're gonna do is before you think something's gonna happen, pour yourself a little bowl of water.
Okay.
Stick your hand in the water for a while. Let it get all pruny, because old man hands, those wrinkly old fingers, ribbed for her pleasure.
Oh.
That's a tip straight from Dunstan.
That's a
It's
tip
on his
straight
blog.
from Dunstan.
It's on his blog, everybody.
You stick your hands in water and get them good and pruny. Gives more texture.
And also, when you're down there, it's best to go. That's also from Dunstan.
That's what we call Dunstan style. That's why they called me Dunstan in college.
Just the pouting, puffing vibration on a woman's what's a nice term for that? Pudendum?
Putenda?
Pudendum? hey, bitch, get over here. Show. I'm gonna go Dunstan on that. She is.
Oh, I'm just
And
gonna do. You stole.
All you have to do is mention you're going to go Dunstan on her.
She's gonna hold him over this episode.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold the cat now because he can't be trusted with anything.
He can't be trusted.
For a bit of background, I don't know if we'll put this after the credits or something, but my roommate got this cat a cat bed, and I needed recently to have like I needed to put something up that I didn't want the cat to get to, and so naturally I just put it in the cat bed. 'Cause it's the one place in the apartment that he has never gone to. But now that I have something I don't want him touching in there, of course he jumps straight in. That was a really good one.
That was great.
So welcome back, everybody. All right.
Put that after the credits.
Cutting back after that scene, we go to see Buck Lafarge, who's on the Dunstan Trail, and as he's talking to his dog to figure out in what direction the Dunstan is, in the background, I never noticed this before, but poor Artie, who Fang the dog was dragging around, poor Artie is like slumped against a wall, looking like he's having heart palpitations.
He looks dead.
Dunstan also sexually assaults a woman in this part.
What? He would never do that.
Remember, he just like pulls that girl's skirt up?
Yeah, and it's pretty epic.
Of course, Spaulding gets blamed for it as the universe's punching bag, Lionel Spaulding.
Yeah, he's got both of his hands above the table, and she's looking at him, look at pictures, but he was the most logical suspect because he's fat, and fat people are perverts.
Yes, but little did she know it was a perverted orangutan and not our boy Lionel Spaulding, who is free from sin.
Hey, you know those like punching bag clowns, like you hit them and they pop back up again?
Yeah.
Actually inspired by Lionel Spaulding. Fun fact.
God, will Dunstan ever have sex? Will Dunstan ever?
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoiler.
Spoilers by the end of the film.
God, if you haven't
At
seen the
least
movie, that must sound really bad.
And if you haven't seen the movie, you're just gonna have to wait to find out whether with a
you have
human or another monkey.
Human or otherwise.
Because so far this movie has given us no orangutan love interest, just
Just Buck Lafarge.
Just Buck Lafarge.
Speaking of which, Buck Lafarge...
The universal love interest.
Yes. In his hunt for Dunstan, Buck Lafarge gets down on all fours and just starts going through all the tables where this fancy gala is happening.
There's a lot of crawling around on all floors in this movie.
There's a lot of crawling in this 12 minutes chunk.
There's a lot of crawling under tables. A lot of under tables, a lot of peeking over tables.
A lot of Dunstans under tables. But as Buck Lafarge is traveling around, he emerges from a table where a Texan couple is.
Appropriately titled Tex and Mrs. Tex.
Yes, in the credits. And then Tex says, "What you looking for?" And Buck Lafarge says, "I'm looking for a Pongo Pygmaeus." And Tex appropriately says, "If I catch you looking at my wife's Pongo Pygmaeus again, I'm going to snap you in half."
There we go, Adam. There's your innuendo.
Oh my gosh.
Right in the Pongo Pygmaeus.
This relates to one of my favorite running jokes, and that is, you can refer to a private area or an intimate act with anything, and people will probably still understand what you're talking about. So if this guy emerges and says the Pongo Pygmaeus, you've never heard anybody refer to a private area as a Pongo Pygmaeus, but you still understand the implication.
It's beautiful. Well, I don't know. I've heard a few people for private parts as Pongo Pygmaeus, but
Sam was a part of a sex cult in college.
yeah, as you know.
Yeah, he was kind of the originator of the Dunstan, as we've mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the originator of the Dunstan. We kind of broke time.
He knows how to blow raspberries on that coochie.
Careful, ladies. Stop flooding his inbox.
Oh, you mean the movie, the Dunstan? I thought you meant I was the originator of the movie. I was like,
Oh,
whoa.
no.
No,
Well,
the
clearly-
Dunstan.
Adam, I'm I'm flattered that you think I f so good I break time.
Oh, I don't think. I know it.
Anyway,
Lionel
the kitchen
Spaulding.
slapstick scene might be my favorite part of the movie. Is that too far ahead?
That's too far ahead.
One more.
Lionel Spaulding. Lionel Spaulding recovers from his slapping and embarrassment, and he decides to get a little bite to eat. So he gets some hors d'oeuvres and starts filling up his plate. He's like, "Oh yes, a baby quiche," and then he says, "Shrimp boat." But little does he know, Orangutan Hand keeps on reaching up, grabbing all of his horse duvers.
Oh, and I'm hungry. They all look delicious.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially
man.
the shrimp boat.
What is a shrimp boat?
Oh,
is it just a shrimp, like, flattened?
It's like a gravy boat for shrimp.
No, they literally gave him the deed to a boat that catches shrimp like Bubba Gump. He won a prize. It was a door prize.
God, it was
They give him the deed to the boat. He goes out in the ocean and immediately springs a cartoon leak straight up in the air.
And then he, as the boat's sinking, he just plugs his nose and closes his eyes and goes down.
Turns to camera. Says, "It's just never my day."
Why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah, of course
Taps
it's going down. We need
plays.
that foghorn. The wah, wah.
Monkey head.
Oh yeah, there's a monkey head in his lap.
Lionel Spaulding,
There's
after
a
his
big hairy monkey.
After his shrimp boat goes missing, Lionel Spaulding investigates. He lifts up the tablecloth and he sees Dunstan's head in his lap. And so he starts screaming the word monkey head like 8 times in a row.
And he screams to the room, "There's a big hairy monkey in here!"
And a lot of people look to him ready to be offended.
Man,
Brian's European babes like, what?
they don't shave their Pongo Pygmaeus. Everyone knows
Knows
that.
that.
Baby. That's why they call it the Pongo Pygmaeus.
The Parisian Pongo Pygmaeus. Come on, everybody.
Oh,
What does it mean?
What doesn't it mean?
Fair enough.
Then Lord Rutledge steals Dunstan in a tablecloth and slings him over his shoulder like Santa's sack.
Yeah, very clearly not a monkey in the tablecloth. It
But-
looks like a sleeping bag stuffed in there.
Yep.
Oh, to secure the tablecloth, he pulls it out from a fully set table with like mariachi music playing for like 5 seconds and just says "Olay."
It's comic genius on the part of Ken Klopis.
it's really a brilliant movie.
I wish I could write a movie
I
as
almost
good.
don't want to talk about this kitchen scene because it's embarrassing.
As Lionel Spaulding is distracting everyone with talking about monkey heads, and Lord Rutledge snatches the Dunstan and begins to sneak away, finally Robert Grant starts doing something, and he goes to chase Lord Rutledge into the kitchen.
Did you see all those pouty faces he was making when his kids were telling him that all this shit? He was going like, "I will deal with Lord Rutledge." Like he's doing a lot of eyebrow
Yeah.
twitches. Like he's trying to act with his eyes and show how mad he is.
If you've ever seen Jason Alexander, you like even in a photo, you know exactly what he's doing. Like you can picture you can get the perfect mental image of this. You don't like the kitchen scene?
I hate it. It's so embarrassing. I couldn't even. Like you know when here I'll give you an example. Like you ever like make a video for class for an assignment and have the whole class watch it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like you get
yes.
tears in your eyes.
That
because,
is-
like you're
yes.
so embarrassed.
That is kind of the
watch it.
cringe level of
That's-
this scene.
Okay, I know. I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying it was so terrible. I really enjoyed it a lot. Like, there's the part where Jason Alexander takes out a big old whisk, and they have a bit of and he has a bit of a sword fight with Rutledge, who is wielding a ladle. And when the whisk hits the ladle, it starts vibrating, and he acts like it's going through his whole body as like this big. We're talking like a 3-foot whisk here.
Yeah, it's
just like his whole body. It's terrible. It's so enjoyable. I really had a great time with
that. The orgasm faces he makes when he's being jittered by the big whisk, the lip quivering on that stupid face.
The fact that Rutledge still had bits of egg on his head for the rest of the movie really got me.
Yeah,
there's such beautiful attention to detail.
Oh, it's great.
The whisk sounds exactly like some bullshit Sam would say, just out of the blue that isn't true.
He grabbed
a big whisk
and he hit it with it.
And he starts shaking. But no, 100% true, dear viewer.
It actually might even be bigger than 3 feet. It might be closer to 4.5 feet. It was
the resonant frequency of the whisk was equal to that of Jason Alexander's body when he hit it. The whole body. It's like the bridge in San Francisco that collapsed because of a bit of wind.
It's crazy, man. Jamie, pull up this picture of these Dunstans that are attacking the bridges.
Man, that monkey will pull your skirt up.
Also great about the kitchen scene is Rutledge screaming, going like, "Ah!"
Yeah, like he's Hong Kong Phooey.
I
would describe this scene as like a slapstick parade. It's just like, all right, how much slapstick can we get in here? Oh, baby.
So they put Tom and Jerry to shame. Let's be honest. These two 40-year-old men trying their hardest.
That's why it's the most cringy for me, just because these are grown-ass adults
who are hitting each other with whisks and going, "Wha."
And
yeah,
at one point, Rutledge starts throwing eggs at Robert, who keeps getting hit with them, and then proceeds
because
to
he's
catch
blocking
one.
him with the sieve.
Yeah, is that what that's called?
Yeah, he's blocking the eggs with the big old sieve, and then he catches. Yeah,
he catches one and he wings it back at him, and it's
genuinely childish. It's not like he's trying. Rutledge, for context, diegetically, is trying to escape to not go to jail.
Yeah, his future in life is on the line.
Yeah, and Robert is trying to stop a criminal who's destroying his hotel and assaulted his children.
This should not be an egg throwing.
They're throwing eggs at each other and giggling like school children. The best part that interrupts the slapstick of this is when Rutledge reaches for a bottle to like crack it over Robert Grant's stupid fucking head. And then Robert Grant's like, no, that's the Chateau Lafite. And then Rutledge looks at the bottle, he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he puts it back on the bottle, and they just, like, nod at each other, understanding that was too expensive to waste on killing each other with.
See, that's what I love, the respect between these enemies. That's what makes this scene so beautiful. It's not, they're not fighting to kill. They're fighting, like, this is a performance here. What you're watching, you're criticizing this as though they're trying to actually hurt each other, but they're not, because clearly they have this deep respect for each other. Like Batman and the Joker.
You're garbage, Rutledge.
You can't break that bottle. That's the Chateau Lafite.
I'm gonna break it anyway, Batman. That's the Joker, everybody.
Oh, you're right. That bottle,
everyone loses their minds.
That's a good wine.
The chewing clown has appeared.
I just wanted to break out that chewing clown voice. I can't do it good. I just like doing it.
Batman.
Jason Alexander.
All you have to do is say Jason Alexander.
I like you in Seinfeld.
You leave Seinfeld and do one monkey movie. Everybody loses their minds.
Okay, I should explain this. I'm the worst person in the world at remembering character names. The fact that I even remember his name is Jason Alexander is a miracle on its own. I feel like if I stop saying it, I'm going to forget that too.
Okay, Sam. Who is it that stops the kitchen fight using a mop?
I genuinely don't remember, actually.
Brian,
okay.
The elder brother who has done nothing in the movie up to this point.
Yeah, he knocks Rutledge out with the head of a mop.
And I'm talking Rutledge is like swirling his head like cartoon stars flying around. He's like, "Oh no, the mop."
He's been doing something the whole movie. He's been doing something in them vents, you know what I'm saying?
He cleaned it up with the mop when he heard the sound of his dad screaming upon being hit in the face with eggs.
Kyle was establishing some mise en scène, if you know what I'm talking about. You see?
It
You
was
see what I
Brian.
mean?
It was Brian. Brian is the
Yeah.
pervert brother.
Who cares?
I'm just trying to for continuity's sake.
I know,
Jesus
I
Christ.
appreciate it.
I gotta keep you accountable. You keep me accountable.
After Brian hits Lord Rutledge in a mop and apparently, like, breaks his spine or something, judging from how disoriented Lord Rutledge is from that, Jason Alexander tosses him across a table with the strength that you would not expect from such a short, balding man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Leads on to the final climactic.
Climactic in many ways.
Yes, in many ways climactic. As they try to, as they all try to capture Dunstan.
But first, how do they announce that everybody finally realizes there's a Dunstan in their fancy ball? A lady looks up, sees a Dunstan on a chandelier, and says, "A monkey!"
I really wanted the camera there to just crash zoom in on him with like a dramatic sting.
Zoom.
Can we reshoot this as like a thriller?
We probably could.
It's like the Murder in the Rue Morgue, where the orangutan was killing people, the first detective story by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, if we cut out all the parts where after Dunstan attacks someone, it's just implied that he's murdered them. We could make a dark cut of Dunstan checks in.
And what do we call the movie?
Dunstan checks you out.
Murder at the Majestic.
Dunstan checks you off this mortal coil.
A monkey!
That's the movie's called. It's called A Monkey.
Like 5 Ys.
Oh my gosh, a monkey should be the tagline for the film. Just a monkey.
A monkey. New York Times.
A monkey. 2 thumbs up. Roger Ebert.
A monkey. That's killing me.
Welcome to Siskel and Ebert at the movies.
A monkey.
Today we watched Dunstan Checks In. A monkey.
2
I
thumbs
give
up.
it 2 thumbs up.
I agree. 2 thumbs up. Buck Lafarge decides. What's him?
I was going to say this. Oh, well, let's go ahead and discuss the rest of the ending scene first.
Okay, Buck Lafarge finally does his job and gets ready to shoot Dunstan. First, he takes an emboldening sip of champagne while he's handling a loaded weapon.
Steadies his nerves.
And then he fires at Dunstan, and the bullet is magically attracted to Lionel Spaulding's ass, just like all other misery. So Lionel Spaulding is tranquilized with something that could kill an orangutan, by the way.
Yes. Well,
As-
as established previously, it will knock a human out.
For 18 hours.
18 hours, set your watches like
Yeah,
Mrs.
Mrs.
DeBrow.
DeBrow, sit and watch. Another really embarrassing moment is after Lionel Spaulding gets shot, Mrs. DeBrow chases down Kyle to try and get the gun. Is it Kyle? Yeah, it's Kyle.
Yeah.
To get the gun to shoot Dunstan. She chases him around the cake. And now at this point we're all wondering, man, I wonder why that cake is so large and inviting.
Yeah, it's comically
It's
large, I would say.
comically oversized for a gathering of 150 people or so.
Like a slapstick prop or something.
Like some sort of Chekhov's cake.
You could fit 2 obese strippers in that cake.
Well, dear viewers, Chekhov's cake, we can cross it off. Monkey jumps off the ceiling, lands on Mrs. DeBrow, and smashes her into a cake as her husband laughs and mocks her from a distance.
Not like a little giggle, like he laughs so hard, he knee slaps. He
Yeah.
slaps his own damn knee.
He slapped his own cock.
He slaps it. He's like, I had one, Kyle!
Then Lionel Spaulding walks over.
Which you
In my favorite line of the entire movie.
and Lionel Spaulding
in
walks
which
over.
Lionel Spaulding reveals that he is the inspector for the Lamont Association.
He's the secret agent that determines whether or not they're gonna get the 6th star.
And that was probably my favorite twist in a movie I've seen in a long time. Because I genuinely did not see that coming.
But it
And
makes total sense.
it's perfect because nothing but bad things have happened to him this entire movie.
And he finally,
the worst experience at this hotel.
for once in his life, he can strike back, and he says, "Congratulations, now you're a 1-star hotel." And then he collapses from the tranquilizer dart and possibly crushes Mrs. Dubrow, judging from how we never see her again.
Yeah, she closes her eyes. It's heavily implied that she dies.
Yeah,
It's like
into the cake, and then more cake somehow falls on top. Even though they're on top of the cake, more cake just like someone
Like Mana from Heaven.
I noticed the same thing.
Somebody might have killed her. I think it was murder.
Was she pushed? This leads to Robert losing his job as he throws more cake at Mrs. Dubrow. And the movie's just kind of over. Everybody kind of realizes it, so there's just like no energy for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, they're just kind of. Well, I mean, I don't know how you can follow that up.
Yeah, it's like the movie nutted, and now it's time to get the cleanup cloth and
Yeah, this is the last
the
2
post
minutes.
nut clarity.
Yeah,
of
the
Dunstan.
last 2 minutes of this movie is the post nut clarity. We're like, oh shit, we gotta wrap everything up. Oh no.
See, it's either that, or I'd say like right after lunch, where everyone like you're in school, like right after the lunch bell rings, everyone's full and they're trying to meander through to the next class. Like how everyone walks slower, talks slower. That's kind of what this is. Everyone's dialogue is more forced. And also we get a good line. We get Robert saying, "I've never beaten up a human being before. Now I've dropped 2." And he's talking about being proud of losing his job and living, assuming now to live in a trailer park or a Motel 6 or whatever reference he said.
I'd love that.
I would be just fine with ruining the lives of my kids.
And then they play the happy music because it means he doesn't like his job. He doesn't care about his job anymore. He realized that family is more important.
Yes. Unfortunately, this is a capitalistic society in which we live.
So fuck you,
And
cops.
family don't pay the f***ing bill.
Fuck you, Roberts.
And so the movie spends its entire time building up to this one climactic scene, after which it just kind of goes, yeah, they went to the tropics and then they were working at another hotel maybe, and Lionel Spaulding was there.
That's a good one to summarize the last 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Victor Dubrow.
It was nothing.
Victor
There
Dubrow
was
comes to
one
visit
good-
Robert.
Yeah.
Victor Dubrow comes to visit Robert, and he offers him a job in the tropics to manage a different hotel. And by the way, Victor has a different girl, aside from his wife, as like his arm candy. Victor Dubrow fucking plows.
But I'm telling you, those prinkly, wrinkly fingers.
Fingers, they rip for her pleasure. They know it. Women know this.
Dude, she went straight for that monkey. She was seated, had the monkey on her lap, and she was stroking his hairy nipples.
Uh-huh. And he went...
Oh, also, Dunstan and Kyle have a full mouth kiss.
Yeah, they did. They kissed on the mouth.
That wasn't good.
Like, you can see the slobber coming off of Dunstan's lips.
And then he goes in for another one, and Kyle's just like, no, Dunstan, not
puts
now.
his hand on the back
Not
of
now.
Kyle's head and just pushes it closer to his mouth.
But apparently Dunstan learns the error of his ways, because at the end of the movie, he does have a orangutan,
Heterosexual relationship.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a
As God
heterosexual.
intended.
He's not a homosexual.
and has a child, so you know he fucks.
The end of the movie, they're in the tropics, and there's just a what is the arrangement of this hotel where this manager and his 2 children can run it and also keep their orangutan and his family just kind of f***ing around the grounds?
Can I also can I ask one question? I don't know. I think you might be able to answer this because you're very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Is Bali close to Japan? Because the concierge
relatively.
was like full Japanese, wearing kimono, Japanese hairstyle, saying speaking Japanese to the
Yeah, to do the domo arigato.
Arigato. Or
Yes,
konnichiwa,
yeah.
whatever the hell she said. She's like, top of the morning to you, welcome to Bali.
Yeah. Bali, I think, is in Indonesia or that relative area.
Yeah,
I think it's in
close to
Indonesia.
Vietnam. I figured like
Oceania.
it'd make more sense if they were speaking like Vietnamese or something, but
It's always like,
I don't know.
Adam, this is the 90s. Americans just got used to realizing that China and Japan were 2 separate places. You can't ask them to also add Vietnam and Korea into the mix.
I was gonna say the '90s Japan has just enough money that they can do whatever they want, but this is post bubble.
The bubble burst, baby.
This is post bubble.
That's what
But that's why
Dunstan's
they've got
really
the
about.
resort there.
That's what Dunstan's really about.
Yeah, this entire movie is an allegory for the 1980s economic boom of Japan.
It was all leading up to this. It was the clues were there the whole time.
Yeah.
There were breadcrumb trails. They just weren't visible to the average person, the average viewer. Also, Neil's alive.
Lionel Spaulding learned necromancy in Cutaways and
Yeah.
brought back, or even sadder, he just bought another dog and named it Neil.
I have
Well,
four.
hopefully he taught that dog necromancy too, because Lionel Spaulding is
Hold on, before,
Spaulding is f***ing dead.
He's dead.
before we
cold in the ground.
before we talk more about Lionel Spaulding's demise,
Untimely.
I have four entire theories on what
Of course you do.
on how Neil's here.
Of course you do.
I have four theories. One being that production decided to throw him in last minute because he was originally supposed to die. I'm very sure that's the answer.
Nothing, no.
I about guarantee. Second one is that he got a new dog and named it Neil. Third, he was alive the whole time.
What are the odds on that?
What are the odds on that?
He did kill himself. We saw it, Adam.
Fourth, this might be the most controversial. I feel like this could be possible. The Majestic Hotel burned down, and this Bali Hotel is just all the characters in hell.
They had to move
Miles died
locations.
from an overdose from the tranquilizer dart.
Wait, no. This hotel is not hell. It is both heaven and hell. It is heaven for some of the characters, but for Lionel Spaulding,
It's
he
just
has
like,
died and gone to hell.
it's just like Ursula Le Guin would say, utopia cannot be utopia because it must be built on the suffering of others.
In that, the suffering of Lionel Spaulding
He
is the
builds
grease
utopia.
that keeps the gears of society a turning.
Those who walk away from Omelas, the little boy in the closet is Lionel Spaulding. Lionel Spaulding fucking dies in the end.
He dies in the end of the movie.
Can you describe, Sam, what happens to him?
Dunstan grabs the largest, hardest coconut he can find, like spikes the camera, like, should I? And just doesn't drop it. Throws this coconut straight down to Lionel Spaulding, who is just trying to relax by the pool.
This is his last chance.
Why does he do this, Sam? Why does he throw the coconut at him? Is there a reason?
There is no reason. It is an uninvited random act of violence.
Final destination, Lionel Spaulding survived a plane crash, so now there's a monkey chasing him trying to murder
He
him.
survived a plane crash. He had to shoot sharks with a spear gun. That's a little callback.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I never noticed that Kyle in the one of the final scenes in the apartment has a toy shark. So it might explain his fascination with wanting to murder sharks.
Toy. So he has a toy of something. And
Lionel Spaulding's dead, Adam. The rules are over. Dunstan is over, Adam. We're living in a post-Dunstan world.
Oh man,
It's getting his paper ripped. The film is over.
Oh man, I hope that sounds crispy.
That looks crispy.
You know something I realized is interesting is
that?
watching that final scene. So obviously I can't really guess how the movie's going to end because it's over, but I can say how it should have ended.
I should have.
It should have ended the exact same way it did end, except it should have been approximately 78 minutes shorter. Because I've realized that aside from like 2 references to something that happened at the beginning of the movie, this last 12 minutes can stand on its own as its own film. If like you cut out the reference to the Le Mans Association, I'm pretty sure this entire last 12 minutes could just be a short movie.
Yeah, it's a self-contained story. I don't know. You're right. And also another thing I was thinking
Which
about.
explains why it's so hard for me to figure out what the hell happens in this movie.
I know.
Because it just has no bearing on the rest of the plot whatsoever.
Why did the police arrest Lord Rutledge?
Because
He
Kyle didn't
smuggled
know
a
about-
monkey
Kyle
into a
didn't know
hotel,
about the gems and the
but he
robbery.
kidnapped Kyle.
he was arrested on 12 counts of bestiality. And monkey prostitution.
They bring Dunstan into the courtroom, and they're like, Exhibit A, and they just pull his butt cheeks apart.
They found 9 monkey merchants stuffed in Rutledge's bag.
And one up his ass. Dunstan, why have thou forsaken me? Poor Lord Rutledge.
All right, Sam, where do you think it's gonna go from here?
Well, I think the sequel is going to pick back up in Bali.
Lord Rutledge, I think this is as good a point as any. What is the deal with Lord Rutledge? We've touched upon this
No one knows.
with uneager fingers. Is he a circus guy just doing a parody of a noble? And if so, how did he fake up enough of a pedigree that nobody's like, There's no Lord Rutledge.
Because he never once breaks character.
No,
like,
never
if it's a
once.
Character, he
even when
never breaks character.
Even when he's alone with his orangutan, he's still in character.
Even when he's being attacked, like fiercely attacked with a 4-foot-tall whisk, he is still remaining.
Good shot.
Chateau Lafitte, of course. Yes.
And to bring back another point,
Tuesday.
Like, if he has history with Mrs. Della Croce, how long has this ruse been going on that she can confirm that he's like she believes he's a nobleman?
Yeah, because Dunstan, he looks like he's like still a juvenile orangutan, and he still looked like that in the picture where they were obviously circus folk or something.
Look, if Joker has taught us anything, it's that this would make a great origin story standalone film. I want to know who Rutledge is. For Rutledge, I want to know who he is, why he's evil, and then I want to start the new Dunstan cinematic universe, beginning with Dunstan checks into Electric Boogaloo, where Lord Rutledge is released from prison, has his knighthood revoked by the Queen of England.
Lord Rutledge gets his own standalone movie where he like starts ruling a prison and training all the prisoners to be his new orangutans.
Oh, maybe he was a noble, but like was stripped of his title, like you were saying, then was forced to join the circus, and then like finagled his way back into being a fake lord. Maybe that's interesting.
Maybe he just was in the circus, but just the fact that he's British makes everyone assume that he's fancy.
Maybe he's just an underwritten character in a kids movie.
No, I think there's more to it than that.
Lord Rutledge. I beg your pardon? Oh, it's quite all right.
The human body can only stand so many centuries of inbreeding.
I should know. He coughs up his lung, which is also a fetus.
It's also his sister.
He says, get back in there.
We got that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, monkey.
Alright, final rating, everybody. Simultaneously. 1, 2, 3. 2 thumbs up. Monkey.
What?
Okay,
I'm glad we decided on a scale before we start. We got 10. 2 thumbs up, 10, and
I think that's good.
Yeah, this movie gets a 10 thumbs up.
We had 10 thumbs up out of 2 thumbs up.
I give this movie 2 big toes up.
I give this 2 tasty toes in my mouth.
I give this 2 fistfuls of cake thrown at Mrs. Della Croce's face.
I'll give this movie 2 orangutan arms up each of the little boys' rectums.
I give this 2 circus monkeys and 1 Lord Rutledge.
You really liked this movie, didn't you?
I did like this movie.
I gotta say, I think I like this movie. I especially liked the nonsense, just the absolute meaninglessness of it.
Yeah, it's not a good movie.
It's nothing. This movie's nothing.
It is definitely nothing. There is about 75 minutes of nothing.
But you know what the worst part is, though?
What's that?
We could write a sequel.
Yeah.
I mean, we could write a sequel that would make sense. Like, you could do a sequel of this movie.
And that's the stinger. Because we aren't done with Dunstan, nor is Dunstan done with us, ladies and gentlemen. In addition to these regular episodes, we are releasing next week one final finale post-Dunstan special, where we will look at the movie all in all and perhaps entertain some ridiculous questions. Does anybody have anything to discuss more about this 10 minutes before we break for the next week?
Send us in some fan questions and we will answer them in the next episode.
Yeah, send us in your most erotic drawings of Lord Rutledge and we will answer them.
Yes, all of your
we will diagnose you. Alright, any final thoughts?
Monkey.
Adam?
2 monkey.
Drew says 9 monkeys up and 1 monkey down because he got killed by the nipple clamp. Until then, I have been Drew.
I have been Sam.
I've been Adam. We are the Edging On Boys.
We're bleeding out from the nipples.
And Dunstan's out.
Have fun living in the city.
That was Edging on Dunstan, the podcast where 3 buffoons analyze Dunstan checks in 10 minutes at a time. You can email us at edgingpodcast@gmail.com. You want your email featured on the show, make sure to let us know if we can use your name. Edging on Dunstan is a podcast by Sam, featuring Adam and Drew. Editing is by Adam. Intro is Right to Ascension, written by Sam and remixed by Adam.